Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Brandon Croucher, CEO of Delight Cafe, and we're going to try something new today. The reason we're doing this is I really like doing my segment called Beard, Bald, Bipolar, and the Boss. And the thing is, I branched away from it, and that's because we just had too many shows going on. Well, Ilse and I had a really good conversation, and we talked about it, and we decided that doing Beard, Bald, Bipolar, and the Boss could be the opening on Monday for Mental Health Mondays. So this morning, I decided we're going to actually start doing this and putting this up here like this and having a good conversation like that. So for me, welcome, guys. It's Monday. And there's a lot happening right now. We're entering, in the United States, we are entering seasonal depression season. There is people all over that don't know they're suffering from depression, and the thing that's scary to me is with the vaccine, the pandemic, with jobs being all over the place and all that, there's a lot going on. And people who've never suffered from a mental health illness before are now going to be feeling it. They're going to be seeing the difference in how they're feeling. They're going to be seeing that, why am I angry at certain things? Why am I sad? Why am I all these things? But the truth is, we have that power inside one another to be able to bring out the best in others. So today, before you get mad at someone, before you want to cut them off, before you do anything else that makes it where you're letting them trigger you, do yourself a favor. Take a deep breath in. Hey, stop eating my yoga mat. Take a deep breath in. Know who you are inside and that they're not trying to hurt you. And step away. Be the light you want to see in the world, because only we can change our world. Thanks, guys. Let's have a great show, and let's be the unicorns we know we are.
Good morning. Good morning. Java Delight will uplift you. Stay tuned. The show is about to begin. Grab your coffee. Stay tuned. This show is about to begin.
And we're back, and I am blessed to be with the one, the only, the Queen of South Africa, and today she has a little princess. Hello, beautiful. I love the unicorn hat. And what is your name, gorgeous? Oh, you're muted, sweetie.
Unicorn.
Her name is Unicorn.
Heard. I got it. I understand. You look like a unicorn. Why would I think anything else? Being honest, I love it.
And we teach her that can be whoever they want, so she wants to be a unicorn.
Did you get it?
Let's go with it.
I'll get mine too. Did you get your booger? Eat it.
I feel your mic. Wait.
Go.
She's the cutest little girl.
You are. Now, let's see. Ready? All right. Your name is Riley, correct? Mm-hmm. It's technically Unicorn Miss Riley. Is that correct? The Unicorn Miss Riley. Perfect. Glad I got it. And you are how old? Can you tell me? Yes, you did it! Oh, Riley, I'm so proud of you. You're 3. I love it. Miss Riley, can I get a high five? Ow! I told you, stop hurting me. One more. Oh, you're so strong. You are absolutely beautiful. Who is your mom?
Audi.
She says it's so freaking adorable too. Ellery, and that's your mom's best friend, right?
I said, ek is mama se beste vriendin.
Yeah. How are you enjoying staying at Miss Ilse's place with your mommy?
En mijn voorgenomen is Avia.
She says her dad's name is Arvia. Like RW? RW in English, but it just doesn't sound right, so it's Arvia.
Arvia.
Arvia. You make me sound like a pirate or something.
Arvia. And then, do you know how to say her name right next to you? You go,
Riley.
Ilse.
Oh,
my. Try saying it. Ready? Say, Ilse.
Elsa.
I love it. Will you do me a favor, Miss Riley? And will you help us say hello to everybody this morning?
Yeah.
All right. We will read the name, and then you can say hi with us, okay? Ready? Let's go to the top. First one here. Stuart Lone Wolf. Say hi, Stuart.
Hi, Stuart.
The next one, say Miss Brat. Say hi, Brat.
Hello, Beth.
That's so cute.
Ready? And then the next one, Mr.
Brian Tracy.
Say hi, Brian.
Hi, Brian.
Love it. Ready? Here we go. And then and then Mandy Atterbury. Say hi, Mandy. She just waves. Yep, I gave you all of the best highs I could. Good morning, guys. So I was asked to change into my Care Bear onesie by the beautiful Miss Riley to be able to provide a smile and positivity. I'm gonna kill this dog. She keeps eating my yoga mat. Look at this. See, this is how I have to try to compete with you. I have to bring puppies on because you're so adorable, Miss Riley. Oh, hello. Oh, we have another friend saying hello. Look at this. It's the Jacksons. Say hello, Donnell. I want words, girl. I need words. Say hello, Danielle. You know what? That's good enough. The smile. You got to give me one huge smile, okay? I love it. You are adorable. Whew, I am hot this morning. Oh, Shauna Jones. Say hi, Shauna. Hi, Shauna. You are cute. You are just too cute.
Donnell says you're very cute. Smiling immediately.
Miss Riley, am I allowed to take my onesie off? Because I'm hot in this. Yeah. Okay. Thank you. I put clothes on underneath just because I'm hot. So is it onesie day? I've had two different onesies on, and that was because we started the day as unicorns, but I was asked to change into my Care Bear onesie. So that's why we have two different. Oh my gosh, I'm sweating everywhere. I'm like
sweat through the butt crack.
I'm like, if I was to wring out my onesie right now, it probably would go. Like just gross. But Miss Riley, are you going to be joining us for the entire show?
Yeah.
For the most part. I love it. So Miss Riley is 3 years old. Her mom is Ilse's best friend, Ilse. And she is just a unicorn and a half. I have a unicorn one on. There's another person with a unicorn onesie. I told you there's more people in the world with unicorn onesies. We need to get everybody to get a unicorn onesie so they let that inner unicorn just come out, right? So, Ilse, how was your weekend?
Our weekend was very, very exciting. I had a meeting on Saturday for the launch that we're doing on Friday. And this morning I had a meeting again. And then yesterday we just went for a little drive and for Riley to play in the park. And then we came home and relaxed. But this morning started with a bang. I woke up with the best phone call from my daughter. As soon as she woke up and she got the message, the band Black Cat Bones, they sing a song. I got my mojo working. Go search it. You will not be disappointed.
I got my mojo working. What is it?
The song is Mojo Working. And the band is Black Cat Bones. And they said that, and it's one of my favorite South African bands. I am obsessed with these people. And they said that they'll be on our podcast. So I woke up with that news. I was sitting on the couch and I said to Elrie last night, I can just feel a shift. It's like everything that we've been working towards. It's just like all the steps, everything is just coming into place so quickly and just going. And I was sitting on the couch and I said to her, can you feel that? And she says, what's that? I said, that's the shift in energy. I said, tomorrow morning, that's now this morning, tomorrow morning when we wake up, there will be such a shift in that we'll be in a different reality. And I'm telling you, the first conversation I had was with an opportunity that came for us to do what we love, and it was just amazing. So we had an amazing day.
I love it. I love it. I love it. That is absolutely amazing. I'm so proud of you. Now I have to look up this band. What was their name again?
Black Cat Bones. So it's three words. Black Cat Bones. But it's insane. It's like a bluesy kind of. It's got a harmonica in. No, bones. B-O-N-E.
Oh.
Bones.
Oh, not Black Cat Boners. Got it.
No, not boners. that's my OnlyFans page. Black Cat Bones.
Black Cat Bones.
You will not be disappointed, guys. Believe me. If I put a song on repeat, you know that it's on point. I love that song.
I love that though. That is such a great thing. I'm glad you're able to that's an amazing thing because I know you mentioned this band was a big deal. So to get this interview, hands down, absolutely proud as hell. Wish we were closer, so it has to be a digital hug. But you know that it's my Chewbacca hug.
Chewbacca hug. I've never had one of those before.
Just wait till you get to. Hi! What is that?
She's a pirate.
I knew I was scared of you. I am. Oh, what do you see? Do you see land, ho? Oh, you just see it, ho. That's why she's looking at me.
Oh, I thought that's why she's looking at me. I'm like, you'll see. I'm joking.
I see you. So, Ilse, this week, you and I were talking. How am I going to be able to remember her name? Is a thing that I said. I want to bring out. So I was a foster dad, and the youngest child I was a foster dad for, her name was Riley, and it was. So the funny thing is, she's about to be 13 years old. That's how long ago it was. Talk about feeling old now. Thanks, Brandon. Thanks for doing that to yourself.
Yes, I was.
But the thing is, Riley was a baby when we got her. And when I say a baby, I mean she was just a few months old and she had a lot of health issues. She had a lot of problems. But man, that little girl left a mark on my heart. But the fun thing is her mom and I are still friends on social media. So I actually get to watch Riley with her birth mother grow up because her birth mother did a lot of work to get her back and was in a bad situation. So it's a very positive story, but one of those things where, right? She'll send me random things like her first day of school. She'll send me a picture of it. And she's like, you were such an impact on her first few years of life. We just want you to I just want you to be able to keep being involved. And that just meant the world to me. That's a very special thing that a mom could see that with their kids. So I just that's how I will never forget that little girl's name either now. So
that is so special. That is very special.
I agree. So on a scale of 1 to 10, how was your weekend? Everybody throw a number in the comments. Let's get them up here. Let's see what you're up to. Let's see how your weekends went. I'm actually going to give mine an 8. All right. I'm
I
going to
was
give
also
mine an
thinking
8.
about an 8, and I can tell you where the minus came in, but I don't want to say too much. I had to deal with some patriarchy bully over the weekend in a meeting. So that was the only thing that threw me off. But after that, I had a brilliant time. But I'll tell you more about that when I don't put myself in a situation that I don't really want to be in right now.
And you know what? It's just not worth it. That energy sounds like a negative energy you just don't want
I'm
on you
telling
and
you,
all
I
that.
was so upset, but I got over it like in 2 seconds later. I was like, whatever.
And that's the best part is we're learning to get over these things. Mine was about the same. I gave it an 8, and that's only because of the fact that I really did spend some time taking care of Brandon. I read a chapter of a book I've been wanting to read that was a thick chapter. I got it read, but I felt I was always moving to the next thing, and I didn't really sit down other than to read that one chapter. And the truth is, I wanted to be able to set myself up for the week better, so that's why I took off 2 points. I felt I put a good energy out there, but I didn't finish as strong as I was hoping. And that was because I decided to read that book instead. So I'm proud of myself, and instead of going too hard, I'm still like, but I give myself an 8. Shauna Jones says she's a 7. While Brit Brat says
is a 7 still good?
It's above 50%. It's 70%, which would be 70% is a C. So she's giving herself a C in life, like right now.
Shauna, weekends must always be a 10. If people bring it down to a 7, remove them out of your life, lady. Happiness all around. 10, 10, 10, 10, 10.
10, 10,
that's
10.
That's what we're going for. We that's what we're aiming for. So who's that one person?
10, 10, 10. Oh, is it one person? So if you piss yourself off, it's a 9.
No. I never piss myself off. I don't get upset.
You've never pissed yourself off?
I get upset with myself. I do get upset with myself. Not on a regular basis anymore.
I worked on my weekend off. That explains it. That explains it. You know what, Shauna? We give you that 7 and say we love you, and because of the love and appreciation we give, we give you the extra ones. Boom. Love it. Brit Brat says 6, 7-ish. It was her daughter's birthday. She got to spend time with Lola this weekend. She's working on a bunch of art projects. I know Brit Brat had a very good weekend.
Talking about art. Fun fact, today is International Artist Day.
Wait a minute. What?
Yes, when you said artist, that's the first thing I thought because I looked it up. I like checking, and if there's something interesting, I'll write it down. And today is International Artist Day. So for all the people that put their emotions into art so we can see it, happy International Artist Day.
That is absolutely awesome. I did not know today was International Artist Day. So if you know an artist, do yourself a favor, especially if you haven't talked to them a while. I will, Britt. Hold on. I can't right this second. I have too many programs open. I'll try. With it being International Artist Day and Mental Health Monday, do us a favor and reach out to an artist that maybe is just somebody that lives off their art and share their post today to just show them respect and love. Because the truth is, we're all out here working the hardest we can. Artists are putting their soul, their heart, their soul, and everything into this. And to share their post is a huge show of respect and dignity for that friend. Even if you're not like best friends with them, sharing that makes a big difference for them. So get online. When you get on social media later, make sure you share that and just be able to connect with everybody and show them exactly why showing love on International Artist Appreciation Day. I could think of 3 artists right now that I would want to share their post, and 2 of them are some of my best friends in the world. And I literally know that we're all able to find our best selves. And if I share their stuff, people will be able to know the best is out there in themselves. You know what I mean?
I want to tell you about a quote. I want to tell you about a quote that me and Auri, that I said to Auri yesterday. and it says, awaken to your ability to change other people's lives. And just by sending out and doing that one little thing, you will change someone's life. And it takes like a millisecond to just move it. You don't know how you can change someone's life. So do not think that you can't because you are not in their lives or whatever. Even that little share, a song that you send out, letting people hear songs or pictures or artwork, it makes a huge difference. It really makes a huge difference, that awareness.
So I did have something good that probably should take me up to like an 8.5 happen this weekend.
Tell us.
So I love helping people and I love being able to talk. And I really have always hated being out front. Jaybird!
Hey, Jaybird!
Jaybird, Elsa and I were talking about connecting with you this week. Let us know what day after the show. Tuesday or Thursday, we want to sit down with you. We have some things we want to talk to you about. And then CK Ford, awesome Monday. Happy new week. Thank you, Delight's Digital Cafe. Thank you, CK. She did. I shared it the other day. Guys, CK Ford has an energy about her that she connects to the universe in such a deep way. Go friend request her on Facebook. Go take that and be able to share her stuff because her writing books is her art form. So thank you for sharing your art with the world and with us here at Delight's Digital Cafe, CK. But I did get my lifelong dream is to be a motivational speaker. I don't want the money. I don't want the fame. I want to tell people like what we do here and how we have these connections and we talk to people and all that. And I don't want to be greedy. I choose both days. Oh, fine. You get it.
Okay.
So yesterday I needed a nap. I took a little bit of a nap yesterday. I cuddled with my dog. Boom. Amazon, Miracle Zone's book Waters. There you go. Go click this link. Like it's on Facebook. It's on everywhere. Click it on Amazon. Buy your copy today because you deserve miracles in your life. So I had a miracle happen. And that's actually a perfect segue for this. I actually got an email from a TED Talk organizer, and they want to have a sit-down meeting at 7 p.m. tonight and interview me to actually get my TED Talk and do a TED Talk about mental health and CBD. They asked what I'd want my title to be, and I was like, oh. I had a hard time because I was caught off guard. So I wrote back from an anxiety mind to a calm, balanced delight mind. And we'll see if they like that. If they do, they might tell me to change the title and all that. But I'm actually looking at doing one. They're going to put me on a stage. They're going to whole bunch of things, video it, and then put it online. So
well done.
I forgot about that.
No, but why does that only push it up to 5? That makes it a 10. Forget about all the other shit. That is like, what? What?
It's because it's an interview and I nail interviews. But my thing is, I don't want to I'm trying to keep that balance and not be like, yeah, Brandon, stuff like that. Because I'm saving some of that energy.
Yourself.
So hold on. I thank you guys. I see all the compliments. Thank you. The thing is, it's not me saying anything bad about myself. It's when I get the email saying a date and a time, I'm not just going to celebrate. I'm going to have tears of joy. I'm going to have tears of all of that. I don't want to get ahead of myself and then stumble into the interview, which I never do, but I don't want to mess myself up by getting too excited too early. But this is potential.
I know the feeling.
So that's why I'm trying to keep it. That's why I only gave it a 0.5. Is I sent them the links to the shows, and I literally felt myself while getting this email going, okay, breathe. You're gonna be okay. This is gonna be great. You've been asking for this. This has been a lifelong dream. I mean, when I say lifelong, I remember being 16 years old, and the first conference I ever went to, there was 40,000 teenagers with all their people sitting in this field in Kentucky, in Lexington, Kentucky. And I think it's hilarious how we all talk about, whenever you feel like anxious and all that stuff, just remember to breathe. Because I sat there and I told the universe in that moment, I don't like being the center of attention, but I feel I'm supposed to be on that stage and I have a voice. I feel I'm supposed to be up there one day. Well, the thing that was interesting was the wind blew. And I've always felt that when the wind's blowing, it means there's change coming. In the last few years, I've really learned how to pay attention to things, to know I'm headed in the right direction. So one of my favorite numbers is my birthday, 425. And I literally see this everywhere. I see it 2 or 3 times a day. And the other day I'm talking to my parents about it. And that's my way of, I told the universe, this way I know I'm headed on the right path. Show me the numbers 425 and I will know that is where I'm at. And every time I see them, I have to stop and have a moment of gratitude. So I'm with my parents on Saturday. We go to breakfast. I hate the grocery store. So they're like, let's go to Sam's Club. I'm like, let's just not. And they're like, oh, come on. Right. I tried. But like, I end up going with them to Sam's Club and they're walking around shopping and I'm walking around by myself. But at breakfast, we were talking about 425 and how I use that. And my dad's like, yeah, but how often do you see it? And my mom's like, yeah, I don't pay attention to numbers like that. And I'm like, that's because you're not paying attention to the universe. And hell yeah, Jay, I agree with you. Thank you, CK. You're going to make me cry, guys. Thank you, guys. My cat just pushed me off my pillow on the floor. Be right back.
He's like,
good morning.
Over. I want to sit.
Right? Like, boop, boop, mom, move over. But like, I love it. Hello. Like, how you doing, buddy? Good to see you. So I'm standing there, or I'm telling my parents about it, and they're making jokes, but they're doing it in a respectful way. Okay. So I want to make sure I specify that first. But the thing is, as we're leaving Sam's Club, we're walking out, and my dad makes a smart ass comment, like he always does. And he goes, so how many 425s did you see? I go, honestly, I didn't see one walking around here. Right when I said that, the display case next to the exit is a whole bunch. I'm talking taller than me of like hand sanitizer wipes. Okay. And those hand sanitizer wipes are on sale for $4.25 each one of them. There was 9 of them going down and they had this sign where each one has a sign like that big, like on it. And I look and I go, well, apparently I have 9 things to be grateful for right now, and take a moment. And my dad looks over and goes, how the heck have you seen these things? And I'm like, I tell the universe, let me know I'm on the right path. And your smart assery does not come in a good way. The universe wanted to show you a middle finger by 9 of these all in a row. And my dad just starts laughing and he's like, Brandon, I'm so proud of you. You really, I cried then because I've not heard my dad say he's proud of me like that in so long, that this was like a huge shift for me. Yeah. So stand and represent the 429. I'm 425, but yeah, 429, baby, get it. Jaybird, is your birthday April 29th? Because if it is, brother, we're going to hug it out one day. We're going to have a huge birthday celebration. All right. CK says you've been doing the work and flourishing in sober October, so the universe is rewarding you in abundance. And honestly, this has been a hard month. Don't get me wrong. I've been sober is hard for me. And like, I say that like, boom, 426. I love it, guys. Whatever your number is, like, throw it out there so the universe knows you want your numbers to be seen. Mandy's back.
Where's the cat, Mandy? Where's the cat?
Yeah, did you push the cat off the pillow now? Be like, you know? So, what are your numbers? Throw them out there. Bob says 243. I love it. Britt says 426. Bob says, hey, Bob. Britt says, hey, Bob. So,
hey, Bob.
Hey, Bob. Oh my gosh, Mandy is so funny. She's sending me pictures of everything going on around her and how the cat pushed her off. All right, so I promised Britt I would show this because this is Brian. Brian with a Brian with a Y. Why? Because he's awesome. Why, Brian? Honestly, a lot of men use that number and they say 69 is their number. And you know what? That's it. All right, I'm doing my joke. A lot of men use the number 69. A lot of men use the number 69. And while we think that's usually a perverted thing, it's usually a sign that they're really into hanging out with other men. So that way they're equal on both sides and yin and yang. What do you, when you have, if you hire a teacher, like a tutor, all right, like someone to help your kids and all that, but they're silent, they don't talk, what do you have them? What do you call them?
Wouldn't it be a mime?
Nope, it'd be a silent but deadly tutor. Oh, I messed that joke up. I need to redo my dad joke. I messed that up bad. All right, my favorite is actually 68, he says, and I owe you one. That's funny. And then Mandy says her number is 275. Shauna Jones says her favorite number, her universal number is 142. Guys, I love that. Throw that out there, and then now watch.
I have many. I have 11.
What's your number?
222, 555, 1218 is my birthday. 1555, my watch. It's all I see. It's as if my watch doesn't work. If my phone goes off, because I don't look at the time, but I'll get a message at a random time on that time, and if my phone goes on it's 1111, 222, 555. Always, it's always a sign. Oh,
sorry, I pulled that in too early. I'm sorry. I was trying to like click it and move it so it'd be ready. And yeah, how do you know? How do you follow Will Smith in the snow?
I have no idea.
Find his Fresh Prince. Oh my gosh!
Brett breaks the internet today.
Brett's winning. You get jiggy with him. Even that's a good one. Oh, I like it. Your sobriety is also opening up the pathways to your most inner voice, allowing you to shine and grow phenomenally. CK, why you got to try to make me cry this morning? Like, I appreciate you. But, like, I'm the... Right? I am the ugliest of ugly criers. We don't want Brandon to be on air going...
I'm also an ugly crier. I've tried to cry like in the movies where you just hold it like that and the tear fall down. But if they get stuck there, I have to pull my face so the tears don't run down my cheek.
Can you cry on command?
Probably, yes. I used to when I was a child and couldn't get my way. I would turn on the tears like instantly. Oh, you don't love me. I want this. But I can no, not really. Depends on the mood. I mean, just show me something. Just show me something where someone is nice to someone else or someone is ugly to someone else, and I'll start crying. That takes it, but not like just stand and start crying. That I can't do. But I cry easily. I'm a crier. I
always wanted to be
I'm not even gonna hide it. I cry when I'm happy, but I cry when I am happy. I don't let people make me sad. I don't cry over other people. I don't waste my tears. Tears are very, very
cleansing.
Yeah, not just that. Now I can't remember the English. I'll get to it now. It's very precious. So you shouldn't. It's your emotions, so you shouldn't just give it to everybody. You cry when things make you sad.
But as an actor, people say that's why they're supposed to be able to cry on command. You have to have that thing in your mind that's a trigger to make you cry. So Mike Herzog is a buddy of mine, and he's a big actor. He's lived off his acting career for years. I can't even legally tell you what one of his biggest roles was because he's no longer doing it. And if I did, it gets him in trouble. 100% honest too. Like, isn't that ironic?
Wow.
Hold on. I'll send it to you in the private chat, and your face is going to tell everybody how important, how.
Now you're going to tell me a secret and not want me to tell anybody. Really? Oh my word. Okay, I'm not saying anything. Guys, this is a secret, but that's insane.
Right. And I want to be able to tell you guys, but he has to be the one to come on and tell you. And I know he won't do that because it's part of who his job was. And when he stepped away, it's that character that he's not allowed to break. So that's why it's funny. All right, so hold on. ADD squirrels are kicking in. Brandon, have you posted the CBD off yet? I don't know what that means. Like off like the bug repellent? No, I have not posted a Delight commercial yet, but it is the only odorless, colorless, tasteless CBD on the market. Have it for being on the road wherever you are. Bob's driving, and he's getting back on the road and is going to be... should be back in Colorado this afternoon. See you tomorrow. If all goes well, blessings to you and yours. Bob, be safe. For real. Stay calm. Stay balanced. And find your delight in life, Bob, because you know how important it is. And when somebody cuts you off on your motorcycle, say, fork you. Fork you. I saw you, Bobby, back there. Good to see you, my friend. We have I'm Here. No rush. Thanks for having me. Absolutely. We're actually excited to hear... Ilse and I had so much fun looking into you and getting to know about this man. Guys, you're not going to want to go anywhere. Oh, I did. Thank you, Britt. Thank you, Britt. Mandy, I sent it yesterday. I sent it on Saturday. Yes, thank you. Like I'm so glad you guys could you guys are there to explain English to me because I really suck at English. But you guys are going to not want to go anywhere because our guest today has written 2 books during COVID. One of them is called Shit My Mom Says. And Ilse and I have been looking into this. And just, this guy is hysterical. He has done a lot of great things. Guys, just stay, okay?
Don't go anywhere,
just stay.
Okay?
Wherever you are, just have a seat. Sit the fork down, okay? Just sit the fork down.
Oh, here's my fork.
Oh, here. I'll hand you one.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
It took a long while to get you. Now it's a long fork.
And now you know why teleportation doesn't work yet. Because that's why most men try. Objects in mirrors are larger than are smaller than they appear. I couldn't get it out.
Work at jungle, make it a jungle adventure. Everywhere I am, it's jungle and adventure.
Yeah, it is. So I want to show you something.
I am the South African queen. Do you know how to say South African queen in African language? In Zulu.
I do not.
I think it's Zulu. It's Ngluvugazi.
Ngluvugazi.
With your tongue against your... Yes, that's Ngluvugazi.
Gazi. Ngluvugazi. New Bugazzi. So Brit Brat's getting mad at me here. So are we gonna actually look at my pumpkin I carved, or are we just gonna let it be an accident? I'm so sorry, Miss Brat. We're seeing the Brat in the Brit right now. Thank you.
Living up to your name.
Check this out, guys. Right? So this is Delight Cafe. Now, can you find the mistake? Because I didn't catch it. Britt had to point it out to me. Hold on, I'll show you another picture. Okay. She did absolutely amazing. Hey, go back. I couldn't find anything wrong with it. I didn't see anything. And then she pointed out and I could not miss it. But look how good this is. I am beyond in awe of this. She carved this herself. It looks incredible. I am honored and grateful for what she did. Right? And then she did so good. She did so good here. And I was so all right, you ready? So oops, I was meant to be here. I hit 4 times. She put the leaf over the H. It's supposed to be over the I, right in the middle.
Okay.
So that way it balances 3 letters on each side. The life goes right in the middle. It helps balance you out in delightful ways. Everything I do has significance when I put my heart into it. So you could see that's why the Delight logo is the way it is. And she saw that, and I didn't even catch it because I was just so blown away by how great it looked.
What?
So,
That is amazing, Britt.
right? So this one got me going. That one got me excited. I felt so bad. Why do you feel bad? Like, Jaybird caught it. Jaybird caught it. He goes, no doubt. Right? Like, I love it. And then it is beautiful, Britt. It is. Like, honestly, Britt, I have no discontent with it whatsoever. I'm going to use that most likely for a thing on marketing on Halloween. I look forward to it. When you care, it shows. It does. Jaybird's 100% right. So please don't feel bad, Britt. That was an amazing carving job I could never do. And she's making another one, so that way we have a good one, and it's made correctly for Halloween. I'm gonna post it. And
just shows you how that little bit of something from someone out of love, it doesn't need to be anything that costs money, can mean something to someone. So if you ever feel like, I want to buy this one, a chocolate, do that. You don't know how you can change someone's life or their perspective on the day. Britt, you're amazing.
Right. Like we said, it's Mental Health Monday, and it's also International Artist Day, as Ilse pointed out. That's why we said, if you know an artist, share their stuff. If you know anybody that's putting their heart and soul in everything they do yourself a favor and share that. Because the thing is, that sharing hits a whole nother set of community of people for your friend that maybe you haven't talked to in a few years. That could be their thing they wake up to and see. Just like I woke up and I got this pumpkin carved from Brit Brat, just her saying she supports what I'm doing and she likes how hard this company is trying to bring positivity. That was her way of showing support, and I couldn't be more honored. Like, that made me want to cry. So thank you, Brit. Guys, same thing. Mental Health Monday. Share something to make somebody's life, like make somebody's day better, because that starts their week in the greatest of ways. So I don't know where I was going to go after that. Go ahead.
I've got a question. On a scale from 1 to 10, how excited are you for the week?
This week?
This week, yes. How excited are you for the week? What have you got planned that is significant, that is just pushing up this week to a 12 on a scale of 10?
Wow. It's got to push it above the 10?
Of course.
Honestly, I get to see my niece. I will be flying down to Texas, and that makes it a 12 hole in itself. I have to have 2 Halloween costumes, apparently, because my brother-in-law's sister, who I've never met, she's hosting a Halloween party. They rented a WWE ring, like a real wrestling ring, and we're all going to be wrestling and have to dress as wrestlers for a party. I know nothing WWE. Nothing. So I'm considering buying a pair of tidy whities, tie-dyeing them, and then putting on knee pads, and then just being out there and walking around. Be like, like it works. I mean, that's what I picture when I think of WWE. But I don't feel comfortable just.
You can go as John Cena. They won't be able to see you.
So is that going to be what I do? Is anytime somebody's like, "Who are you?" I just go,
"You can't see me."
I'm John Cena. Diaper man. I need.
You're going as, you've got that, but to the other party, what are you going as there?
So trick-or-treating. I'm actually going out with my niece. She's 10. She's going to be 10 very soon. And that's the age where they start wanting to go with their friends. Like, this is probably going to be the last year she goes with her family and not wanting and without having, she's going to want her friends there instead of like her uncle and her grandma. So my mom and I are both super excited. So we asked her what her costume is, and she's Princess Dracula. So it's a princess costume. Right? I go, so what am I supposed to be? And she goes, oh, Uncle B, you are Prince. You are a prince from Europe. That's Dracula. And I'm like, so I have to do, what does that mean? She goes, and this was so cute because she's younger. She goes, it means your fangs aren't going the right way. They're crooked. I laughed so hard. I'm like, that's what makes it European. Okay. Wow. Yes. See, Bobby gets it. I love it. Like he's at the back helping me make faces. It's one of those things where I laughed so hard. I'm like, I don't even know where I find crooked teeth that would be like a European Dracula. Like I Googled it. I couldn't find anything.
Get some of those plastic ones and then you just heat them up and move them a little bit so that they can stand like that. You have to do that. You know those plastic ones that you put in your mouth so you can warm it up and just heat them and so that they can curl like that. My goodness.
What? I love this. I go trick-or-treating with my kids. I fill a Camelback with apple pie moonshine. Oh, I love that.
I'm trick-or-treating with Brian.
Right? Amazon Austin Powers teeth. That's a good point. That is a good point. Well played, Britt. And then she says, Amazon Prime, I'm guaranteeing she's probably sent me a link already, too, just because she wants me to buy this. I want to see Brandon with those teeth. What makes me laugh, all right, so I love trick-or-treating, and I will go trick-or-treating with my friends' kids just to get candy, like, because I don't have any of my own. So it's like, hey, I'll take your kids trick-or-treating as a 30 or 8-year-old grown man. That looks really creepy. So we walked around, and a couple years ago, there's an area near here where everybody knows to go. And usually you hear about that because of the big candy bars, right? So instead of it being just big candy bars, every house is set up like for blocks. Like, I mean, it's a long walk. You're going to be walking for hours. But when you walk up, you don't know whether you're going to get a big candy bar or is it an adult trick or treat where you walk up and all of a sudden they're handing you a magic brownie. Yeah. Or are they like right? How about the fact that they right? How about the fact that there's a whole bunch of shots poured and beers poured and all this stuff, and you're walking, and like all of a sudden they're like, "Come here, you're an adult. This is adult trick or treating." And you walk up and you go trick or treat, and they'll hand you something, and you do the shot or you drink the beer. And I'm allergic to beer, so I couldn't drink the beer, but I would do a shot every time. Oh my gosh! I have to be honest. That was one of my favorite years trick-or-treating because as an adult, I didn't realize we could get so drunk walking our kids around. And I'm not a big drinker, so for me, I'm a lightweight. Like all of a sudden they hand me like, I'm on my 5th shot. I'm like, I can't take another one. They're like, trick-or-treat. Who's that? What are you dressed as? I don't know anymore.
I'm going as Chucky's bride. Because a couple of years ago, I got a husband and a wedding dress, and I only have their wedding dress left. So I'm going to use it for something good, and I'm going to go as Chucky's bride.
Are you going? Tell us what you're going to do to this dress.
I wanted to use real blood from a real person, one specific person, but they will lock me up for that. So I have to get fake blood. I have to get fake blood and a knife and everything. So we're going to make the dress full of blood, and use it for something good. It's an evil dress. So it makes you do evil things.
I'm literally hearing you say this and I'm like, I hope nothing happens to him because like if anything happens, we now have to use this as evidence, like, right?
I didn't say any names. That list is long.
Oh, wow. Shauna comes out here and says, yo, like, go to the butcher and get some pig's blood. I didn't even think of that because I'm like, what? Ilse, Rennie says, it says Ilse has a dark side. And she does, Rennie, doesn't she? Doesn't she? She hides it well. She's like, oh, guess what, guys? I'm this sweet, innocent shark trainer. In my defense,
in my defense, my dark side only comes out when you poke it. It doesn't come out by itself. It
That sounds like it should do the opposite.
It lies dormant until somebody pokes it. So don't poke the dark side. Just don't.
That sounds like it should be the opposite. Once they poke you, they should be. It shouldn't be the dark side anymore. It should be.
Yeah, maybe that's the problem. Not enough poking.
Brit Brat is going to go as a salty bitch. Do you know who the Morton Salt girl is? The yellow dress with the umbrella and the dog biting their butt?
No.
It must be an American thing.
It. Send me a picture, Brit.
She has one. I know she does because she posted it on social. We all have a dark side once in a while. That's true. I 100% agree, Shauna. We all do have a dark side. Aged ketchup makes good blood as well.
Young ketchup doesn't lie still enough.
Young ketchup just doesn't do it for us like it used to.
It needs to be aged.
Right? It needs to be aged. Oh my God, I love you. I love you so much. I'm going in my sloth onesie. Shauna!
Oh, that's the best. That's the best costume ever.
Like, for real. Oh my gosh. All right, so I will actually show you what my mom has the dogs dressing up as. Did I show you this yet? The hats and all that? I will show that tomorrow. That way, tomorrow, everybody knows to tune in. So, Ilse, I want to have a couple dad jokes with you, make each other laugh before Bobby gets here, because he's going to be teaching us a lot of cool things today about the shit his mom has said. And I have to be honest, I'm forking excited for it. So, yep, like, it's going to be a great time. Brandon Salt... I saw that, Bobby. I love it. Brandon, Salt Palace in Texas. I love it. So, I have a challenge for everybody. Do me a favor. Record yourself giving us your best dad joke. Okay? And then send it to us. And the winner will get a free box of Delight, even if it's internationally shipped. Okay? 100%. I promise I will lie to the post office to be able to get you a box of CBD sent out to everybody. Fitty, say the word. I don't know how to pronounce it. Fitty? Ilse, I don't know what your comment is.
It's in the bio. There's one word. So that's the word that I'm going to pronounce, and I don't want to swear at anybody. So yes, he knows. He knows. Bobby knows.
I don't know it. Fitty.
Fitty.
That's the word you don't know? I read it. I read his bio, and I had a word I didn't know either. It was, hold on. Hold on. Here it is. Here it is.
Right. Okay, so
you
I'm not
said it
saying
right.
At anybody. I thought it was something like that, but I didn't want to take any chances because the English is low.
No, you did better than I did. This is the word I couldn't read. I was like, I don't even know what this is. I'm gonna have to Google this. Hyphens? And then, but the way it's used in the bio is hilarious because I'm like, I gotta know what this is before we read it because he's a multi-hyphenated artist. And I'm thinking, does he hype himself up all the time? Is he like a hype mess? Where the hell is that? It must be a typo.
Oops, wrong bio.
Hold on. I'm gonna copy the whole thing and send it to you, Bobby. That way you see which one. Because I read this and I'm like, I have no idea what I'm doing with this word. Oh, that's funny. Stuart Lone Wolf says, Halloween is the only day of the year I can go out without scaring people.
Whatever, Stuart.
Mandy says, you and me both, bro. I love it. I love it. Cracks me up. Oh, fork balls.
Fork.
Forkity forks. That's funny. Hyphens are the dash. Hyphens. Boom. I got it. That's hilarious. You know what? I'm gonna read it as that when we read the bios. This is gonna be well written. I'm no freaking editors. That's hope your book has an editor. Someone that writes.
Mama knew what she wanted to say. She didn't need an edit.
Mom was like, shit, his mom says all spelled wrong. He didn't know. That's funny. What do you call a cheese that isn't yours? Nacho cheese.
Nacho cheese.
I got these. I'm the king of dad jokes. All right, hold on. I got one. Give me a second. Where'd it go? All right. What does?
You're
Oh
not allowed to
no.
Google that.
I do. I Google mine. R.I.P. All right, you ready? R.I.P. boiled water. You will be a mist.
Because it's evaporating.
It turns into a mist. You will be a mist.
I'm just trying to say, is that what I think it is? Because my brain immediately puts shit in Afrikaans. No. Sort out. Go there.
Wait a minute.
There's a lot of Afrikaans words that mean something else in English. That it's horrible. I'm telling you, English is the worst language ever. Because Afrikaans just jumped on it and just took words and made it mean something else in Afrikaans.
Hey, Ilse, what is a talent you have that you're really, really good at? Like, can you burp on command? Can you fart on command? Can you do cartwheels?
I wanted to be sophisticated, but I can do all of those things. I didn't know that was where we were going, so I was trying to think of something sophisticated. I was fart, burp, and I'm like, yeah, I'm good at all of those.
I literally was like not expecting you to go with that as your answer. I was trying to just give you easy ones. All right, let's try this again. What is something you're extremely talented at?
Pissing people off.
Perfect. I just realized I'm one of the best sleepers. Like, I can do it with my eyes closed.
Awesome. I should have seen that coming. Walked right into that.
Hold on. This face is worth it right there. He'll be in a second, but God, was that well worth it. Oh, he gave me a thumbs up. I love it.
You got a thumbs up.
He has been hysterical in the back, just interacting with us. This is one of my favorite jokes. Okay. What did the number 7 do to number 9?
7, 8,
so
9.
It is why is 7 afraid of 9? Because 7, 8, 9. Or why is 6 afraid of 7? Because 7, 8, 9.
I know that one. I like that one. It's a good one.
How do you get a country girl's attention? I don't know. How? I Bobby got it. He's in the back. 7, 8, 9. Boom. High five, buddy. I don't know how you get a country girl's attention, but Ilse, a tractor. Oh my gosh. That is perfect, Jaybird. Like, totally didn't see that one coming. Absolutely love it. All right, Ilse, do me a favor. Read the bio. I will hit the video, and yeah.
Are we taking the long video?
I'm going to put my ad up.
Checking it.
That handsome son of a bitch just has to come out sometimes. He's so adorable.
He is pretty. We are interviewing Bobby Hedglin Taylor. Is it Hedglin? I hope I'm saying it right. A circus and aerial designer who has worked on and off Broadway in summer stock and regional theater, as well as rock concerts and cruise ships, has just published his first book. Bobby's book is a tribute to his late mother called Shit My Mama Says, a humorous look at the life while dealing with dementia, now available on Amazon. In a recent podcast interview, the host called him a multi-hyphenated artist. Indeed, he is. Trapeze artist, actor, dancer, singer, comic are only a few of these hyphens, now adding author to his extended list. His mother showed signs of dementia. After his mother showed signs of dementia, Bobby had to take on the gut-wrenching task of moving his mother into a nursing home. She was a spitfire with a mouth like a truck driver. To deal with the emotions and guilt, Bobby took his mom's pithy sayings and shared them on social media, sharing with the hashtag Shit My Mama Says. This became humorous to deal with the stress and connect with others who have traveled the same path. After losing his mother at the beginning of the pandemic and suffering with COVID-19 himself, Bobby Hedglin Taylor began to write, and in the 16 months of quarantine wrote 2 books to memorialize his her amazing sense of humor. Bobby hopes that you will enjoy the first installment, having his mother coming to life through these quotes and her incredible spirit.
Well
Mama
done.
says the humorous look at life while dealing with dementia. In loving memory of my mom, Mary Lou. Sorry, that went now out. Let me just finish the whole sentence. I clicked myself out of here, but I want to read that part. In loving memory of my mom, Mary Lou, available now on Amazon.
Well done. Well done. We'll be right back after a word from me.
Hi, my name is Brandon, and over the past year, the Delight Cafe team and I traveled across the U.S. researching this rapidly growing industry of CBD products. What we have found throughout the industry were products that were inconsistent in dosage and used ingredients that weren't even lab tested. Products with chalky textures, bitter aftertaste, and worst of all, confusion among the CBD consumers. That's why we created Delight Cafe. A 15 milligram, lab-tested, all-natural, water-soluble hemp CBD powder pack. It's odorless, colorless, and tasteless. Add it to your favorite drink of choice, wherever, whenever, on the go. Quickly find your calm, your balance, and your delight when you need it most.
Good morning.
Hello.
How are you? It's so nice to meet you. Welcome to the show.
It's nice to meet you too. It's so funny when you're, and yes, I have many people that have been editing my stuff. So, not an editor, not a writer, not a chef, but wrote 2 books. Thankfully, thank the gods, there are people that know how to edit. So I guess this is the English portion of the broadcast. A hyphen is when you connect 2 different things. So so the art, basically, because I've done so many different things and have been a professional in all those, they're hyphenated. So this one podcast person said, you're the multi-hyphenated artist. And I was like, shit, I'm going to use that. But I didn't know it was going to confuse people.
Yeah, but it makes sense now. If you explain it, it makes sense because they put hyphens between everything and you need to list everything you do.
Absolutely.
I say celebrate everything you do.
Well, that was the thing when I live in New York. So, they say if you can make it here, you can make it anywhere. Well, whoever made that statement was very true because the rent here, Jesus tits. Oh my God.
You have to make it or you're homeless.
Oh, and by the way, your daughter's adorable and I love unicorns myself. In fact, on my desk right here, I have Powder the unicorn. And also this was a gift from a dear friend and it's an antique brooch of a unicorn. Now, isn't that beautiful? I went as a unicorn the last Halloween. That was my costume.
I just love it.
Made
Welcome
a unicorn costume. And I'm, it's just, we live in such a weird world anyway. It just got weirder over the past 18 months. But now that we're in this weird world, I'm just celebrating your weird, just celebrate your weird and just be happy, And I am so grateful to have the opportunity to share my crazy mother with people. And the word was pithy, like
what does that mean?
Literally, it means like off the cuff, smart ass. I emailed you guys a copy of the book, so if you get a chance to look at it, it's in your email.
Thank you so much.
So you can get a chance to really like delve into the crazy stuff because she was a spitfire. She was, she was just, this is the cover. This is my mommy. And you cannot, where do you go when you have a picture like that of your mother,
I'm telling you.
Although she would probably love it right now that she's actually been in more countries than she's ever visited because of the book.
Wow.
Yeah, people have bought the book in the UK, in Denmark, Canada, Australia, and Mexico. So she's like in all these different, her words are in all these different countries now. It's not like it's a New York Times bestseller, but it's like there are people that I'm like, I have no idea who bought her book in Denmark, but hey, thank you. You
I
know?
see the people when they write reviews, a lot of them write that even if it's comedy and things that she says, that it's helped them deal with it in a more lightful, a more lighter way, dealing with the dementia, because it can't be easy dealing with something like that.
Absolutely, because now I said this is one of the things that I always said when people ask me, how are you doing? I said, well, I've lived in New York since the 80s. I have seen crazy people walk down the street talking to themselves, saying crazy shit. But when that crazy shit comes out of the body that gave you life and the voice of the body that gave you life, you're like, oh my God, what the fuck did she just say? And then you're like, oh, okay, she's, that's it. So I was smart enough at the time, and I didn't realize I was doing it because the book has been written over the past 6 years, but I didn't realize I was writing it because I was just sharing these little snippets on social media to deal with it with the hashtag shit my mama says. And I would use different years. Shit my mama says 2016, and then she died in the beginning of the pandemic, March of 2020. And the day after she died, I woke up with COVID. So I was sick, and I had just done her funeral arrangements, which were insane, by the way. In the beginning of a pandemic, you can't cross the state lines with the body, so it's like all kinds of crazy. Then the next day I wake up with 104 fever. So it was clear how she passed. Even though she was living in the nursing home, she had been going back and forth to the emergency room. So I would go with her. And when she would have lucid moments, she would tell stories. She literally we're in the emergency room. I have my computer there and I'm doing work. And her head perks up. She said, Bobby, do you know you were conceived on a beaver dam? And I'm like, oh, thanks, Mom. And I start writing.
I love it.
Tell me more, Mom. I don't know if I want to hear about it, but tell me more. So, excuse me. Sorry. So, and then she would go into these little stories, and then before you know it, I would have like multiple stories that weren't really shit my mama says, but they were her really remembering, like, my first words were fucking reindeer, and like.
Just in time for Christmas.
Yeah, just in time for Christmas. So and so she told me the whole story from start to finish, like a completely lucid. And then I was like, oh God, this has got to be bullshit. She's just out of her mind. I would check with different relatives, and I was like, did Mom ever tell you that I was conceived on a beaver dam? And my cousin Lynn would be like, oh yeah, I heard that story a long time. I'm like, oh God, no wonder I love nature. So I have a fascination. I have a fascination with woods and nature. Thanks, Mom. I mean, I don't know what gets you hot when you pass a beaver dam, but hey, whatever floats your boat, Mom. So I started writing those down, and then she was getting better, and I thought I had more time with her, and I was trying to to spend more time with her, but then they shut down visitations to the nursing homes, and that's when we had to do FaceTime. And then 11 days later, she passed away. And then I woke up with COVID, and it was like the world went to shit. So I was sick for almost 2 months with COVID. And then it took a long time to get her ashes back. And so I figured, we're in a pandemic. We can't be together as a family. I'm going to put her ashes away in a cupboard. And then, when we can meet again, I'll arrange a memorial service. Well, lo and behold, there were 5 relatives we lost on top of my mother. So we had a 6-person memorial service this past August when we buried my mother's ashes. So it was a nice way to bring most of the family together. But it has been like the fucked up year of all fucked up years. But
Right?
the one thing though, having Mom's words and having people send me comments, and people like literally calling me hysterical, laughing on the phone because they're out with their friends in a gay bar, drinking and drunk and reading my mother's quotes out loud. And this one drag queen in San Francisco was reading them quotes, dramatic interpretation. So I was just like in heaven that, her words are out there making people laugh. So, so yeah, it was a fucked up year. We all know that. It got worse when it's, we're hoping that it's getting better. But who knows in this day and age, but at least I just 1 year to the day that she died, I started writing her eulogy because I started planning the memorial. And then I got this little ding, little light bulb went off in my head, and like my little my light bulb went off and said, why don't you put your mom's quotes together and make it something to give out at the memorial? And then it was like, but it's not about my mom. It's about 5 other relatives, her 2 sisters, their husbands, and my mom. So, and then we lost a cousin to cancer as well. So, oh shit, sorry, I thought I turned my phone off. It just decided to go up. So I was like, I didn't want to
dance party. I thought this was a dance party. I was all excited.
Oh yeah, I try. So with all of that, I didn't want to showboat my mother's funeral. I mean, there are other people that are there mourning their so it became a group thing. And what I did was I took one of mom's books and I tucked it inside. So she was buried inside her purse. And the reason she's buried inside her purse is because her whole life, where's my purse? Where's my keys? Where's my nail polish? Bobby, go get me some lipstick, but I don't want red. I don't want to look like a putana. So that was her. So I put her ashes in her purse and a set of keys and all the family photos in her wallet. And then I tucked inside just the only 2 people that knew the day of was me and the funeral director. Because it was like, in 100 years, if somebody breaks open this vault and finds my mother's book, they'll know who was here, who this person was. Because when you think about death, all you see on a tombstone is the day they were born and the day they died, and maybe a meaningful quote like "I told you I was sick," or shouldn't have taken that left turn. I don't know. So they all have these weird little sayings on them, and there's not much there unless you knew the person. And then within 50 years. People are not going to know anything about that person. So I don't even know if it'll survive being in the ground that long, but it was my way of saying, this is my mom. This is who she was. And she was funny as shit. She used to make me laugh all the time. But, and the other thing is, when I was growing up, we had stand-up comedy in the house all the time. She had it on vinyl. She had it on 8-track. She had all the George Carlins, Eddie Murphy, Whoopi Goldberg, Joan Rivers, Don Rickles, what's his name? Never mind. But we had them all. And she would play them on loop over and over again. So she had comic timing down to a pat and down to a science. And it wasn't until later in life that I started doing stand-up that I realized that this was my mom's coping mechanism. And it became mine, because there's nothing more addictive. Talk about addiction. There's nothing more addictive than hearing an audience laugh. And hearing them laugh about something you said or did. So for me, it was like, all right, get me the heroin, because I'm like, I'm all in. If it's gonna make people laugh, that's the way, And so the book became like these family stories. Well, the second book became the family stories, which was the cookbook, which is I'm in editing hell right now, just so you know. So this is the cover. It's called "Escape to Ravioli Mountain: A Memoir in Food." Recipes and amusing anecdotes from growing up in a dysfunctional Italian family on a rooftop, mountaintop in Pennsylvania. So yes.
I want that book.
I do too.
You will, as soon as I'm looking to launch it on Thanksgiving, and I'm looking to have it ready by Christmas. Cross fingers, because it took 3 months for Shit My Mama Says, and there's only 94 pages in that. It took that long to get the final edit. There's a lot to do with editing, especially when you're a self-publisher. Because I didn't go through a publishing house. I did self-publishing on Amazon, which I do recommend. But then you are your own publicist, you are your own editor, you are your own voice, and you have to be the salesman. You have to be out there pushing it, selling it every single day. So I have a TikTok. I have 4 Instagram accounts. I have my Facebook. I have my launch team, which is about 50 people that I shared the book with, and then they share on their socials. And then every Monday I do what's called Mary Lou Monday. And on Mary Lou Monday, people who got the book and like it send me a photo of them giving the finger to the camera with the book. And so I put them all together, and I release those every Monday and then tag those people on Mary Lou Monday. And so that's been great to get people to explore, to explore and to hear, to just to read moms. It's a very short book. It's a really quick read. And it's just, there you go. Yes. Yes. Success.
Brandon, Bobby gave us each a book. He sent us a book in the email. So you got that book in your email.
Yeah, you can open it right now and you can actually read some of the quotes.
Oh my God, I didn't even know
that was one of my questions. What is the most funniest thing that your mom's ever said that just every time you think of it, I know there's a lot, but you always get that one that is just brilliant.
So my favorite is whenever I see a pregnant woman who looks like she's about to give birth at any moment. And I always remember my mother's words because I showed her a picture. My friend Jamie Lee was pregnant out to here, like a huge belly. And my mom was like, oh my God, she could go anytime. I said, yeah, she's over her due date. She said, Bob, tell her to get a barbecue chicken wing and dangle it down there. It'll coax him out. It worked for you. So
I'm sorry. I'm totally like listening and into this, but like when I threw my headset back on, all I heard was you were conceived on a beaver dam, and then you came out to a chicken wing. I'm like, oh God, this is priceless. I love this.
You had ways.
The fun in this function.
Exactly. Like let me see. And with the story of my first words, so stand-up comic actor, you'd think that I would be talking at the age of in a month. I wouldn't talk for the first year and a half, almost 2 years of my life. So they thought I had that I was deaf. They thought I had a speech impediment. I was just painfully shy, apparently. So it was one Christmas, and my mother bought 2 of everything because I have an older brother, and we're very close in age. And so she bought 2 inflatable reindeer to put beside the Christmas trees. Now, 2 toddlers, and we see these things and we start playing with them. Well, one of them pops, and then we start fighting over the other one. And my mother hears us in the kitchen. Of course, she comes in probably with a wooden spoon because she's an Italian mother. And she's like, give me that fucking reindeer. Takes the reindeer, puts it in a closet, sends us to our thinking chair. We didn't have timeouts back then. She called it the thinking chair. So then my grandmother's coming over for dinner. We're still in our thinking chairs, probably looking at each other like, we're like in a John Wayne movie, ready to like shoot each other. So my grandma comes to the door, opens door. We run to the door. I grab her skirt. I'm tugging her skirt, pointing to the closet, going, Nana, fucking reindeer. And then my mom goes, he can talk. What I said, fucking reindeer. He can talk.
So your first words really were fucking reindeer.
Well, it was Nana, but fucking reindeer was what made it to the book.
I would not have remembered Nana either. I would have been like, oh my God, that's hilarious.
Yeah.
So yeah. Bobby, I gotta ask. You've done a lot of cool things. Let me show your book really quick for everybody, so they know they can share the link. Go check it out. This is off Amazon, guys. Shit, my mama says. Look at that. She's giving you the bird because you guys haven't bought the forking book yet. All right. So go buy the book, guys. Check this out because holy shit, is she fun? Your mom is hilarious. Like I don't know how you grew up in a house that without the laughter. So. Your Facebook or your Instagram, I'm sorry, you have pictures of like, I got to know more about this. I'm bringing your Instagram in for everybody to follow.
Which one? I have 4 of them.
The one that says Flying Bobby? That's the one I thought I was supposed to share.
Flying Bobby's my personal. That's the one that I usually, that's my regular one. Then I have Bobby Hedglin Taylor, which is my theater one that shares all the theatrical stuff I do. And then Escape to Ravioli Mountain is my author page. So you can share whatever one, they'll find me. So yeah, I do a little bit of everything.
I love it. So with this, your bio, you talk about like the acrobatic things you do and all of like this. Explain this to me and how the hell did you get into something like this? Because this is not something you hear about as an everyday job. And how do I get to do this with you one day?
Well, if you scroll down a little bit, you'll see that I show me in the air 6 months. The one up on the right.
Yeah, not this one.
Yeah, that's one. But that's me that was last Friday at 6 months post surgery. I just had hip replacement, so that's me getting back in the air. Yeah, I had full hip replacement in April, so that's me getting back in the air slowly. So I started. It's very funny how I started, because I started as a ballroom dancer in the 80s. And there was a local school that needed ballroom male dancers, which most schools do. And so I just was like, hey, there's one of the videos. That's one of the Mary Lou Mondays there with my friends there. That's a former student, Melanie.
Absolutely love this.
So that's what I do. And this way it connect, and that's Arlo, that's the bird. So I connect with people that way, and it's comforting to them. But I started as a ballroom dancer, and then before you know it, I got to New York, and then I went to school for theater, of course. But while I was here studying at the American Musical and Dramatic Academy, I became friends with a director who was doing a musical about a circus musical, and it was called The Circus Adventures of Toby Tyler, which is an old Disney film from like 1960. So I sang on the recording. We were in rehearsals for the main show, and I was studying with the only trapeze coach in New York City. And then the funding fell through. But I fell in love with the acrobatic stuff because I was already a dancer. I was already using my body. I was already, pretty active. And when it became taking that into the air, it was like there was like no difference. Because like here, that's me at Burning Man. 30 feet in the air. So like that is like where my soul lives in the air. So, thank you, Betsy. And please, if you like it, leave a review on the page. And if you don't like it, go to Tucker Carlson's page, find one of his books, and leave him a scathing review.
Leave him a review.
Oh my God, I love how that was awesome. Actually, she's someone I'll tell you about after the show. Her buying a copy is a really good thing. She knows a lot of people, and she's doing a bunch of things for the LGBTQ here in Cleveland, Ohio. And she's a saint. Like, let me just praise her for a second, because she's doing amazing things. And for her to be watching the show this morning, I'm absolutely honored that she is. And I sent her a text saying, you're going to want to watch today. This guy is going to be someone you're going to like. So
thank you.
I'm so glad she's here. I'm so glad you're able to share this story and tell us about the shit your mom says. And all right, wait, Burning Man, going back, hold on. I spin fire as a hobby. So, Bobby, you and I are inches away from being best friends and me having you move in with me instead of Ilse. So, Ilse's face.
See me being replaced here in 5 seconds.
No, Ilse, you can totally live with us. It's all good. I'm into polyamory. It's all fine. The kids can live over the garage. It's all good.
I love this.
We'll have an attic. We can invite friends. It's all good. So Burning Man is such a big part of my life as well. It's been for almost the past 10 years. And that was also a way I found Burning Man because one of my students bought me my first ticket. He's like, "You're going to Burning Man." I'm like, "What the fuck is a Burning Man?" And I was like, "Okay, I'm going." So this photo that I just showed you, that's we had commissioned an aerial rig so that we can teach classes in the desert at Burning Man. And so my student and I were teaching and performing, and it was an incredible journey to go from, not knowing anything about this event to having the most life-altering, amazing time in the desert. But I wanted to go back because the one thing that's also on my Instagram page is I finally booked my first performance post-pandemic, and it's at the Queer Comedy Festival here in New York on November 4th. So it's right there on the right. That's it. I'll be there. I do vocal impressions. I sing in different voices. So what I'm doing there is I do it depends on the song, but what I've been doing is the song "Let It Go" from Disney. You never heard of it. No,
what is it?
But I sing it as 14 different people.
I'm sorry, what?
Yeah, I started as Eric Cartman from South Park, Kermit the Frog, or Elvis Presley. It's on my YouTube page
please
too. You can check it out.
Give us at least 3 voices there. Give us at least.
Oh God!
Do the 3 that you just said now. Just do the 3 that you said now. It's 3 favorite
I need
ones.
something to read. I'll read my bio as Eric Cartman. No.
Awesome.
Let me see if I can find it. Where the fuck did I put my bio?
Hold on. I know what I want you to read. Go to the private chat and read in a recent podcast interview, but you're not allowed to say the hyphen. You have to actually read it like it's a word.
Okay, seriously, you guys. In a recent podcast interview, the host called him the multi-hyphenated artist. He's an asshole. And indeed he is. And Mrs. Doubtfire, trapeze artist, actor, dancer, singer, puppets. He's a comic. Elvis Presley, are the only one with a few hyphens. I'm adding author to, and Goofy. Now adding author to, and Kermit the Frog here. Now, in recent podcast interview, the host called him the multi-hyphenated artist. Indeed, he is. Yay! How's that?
That was amazing. Oh my gosh. Bob.
Standing ovation.
Yes.
So I sing Let It Go with all those voices, and I've added more. There are so many that. I want to see that. I will definitely be posting the video after this show because we get a great video from these guys. But it's my first performance post-pandemic. I even did stand-up on Zoom, which is the weirdest thing ever. Because you can't hear any laughter. You just see people go. And I'm like, okay, something, but it was, I did a lot of stuff on Zoom. Like somebody hired me to do Joan Rivers like jokes for this one company was having their grand gala on Zoom. So people were wearing their best, they're showing off their outfits. And I went through and I looked at a bunch of old Joan Rivers jokes and made fun of each one of their outfits like I was doing the red carpet. And it was just like a hoot. It was a blast. And it was a way for me to connect with people who did not know me and make fun of people and make them laugh. And it's also like, like I said, that's my heroin. That's my crack. And I am, more than happy to have that as an addiction. Of all the addictions out there, I think the safest one is, hey, Jaybird, thank you. Bobby did NYC like Debbie did Dallas. I don't know about that. I mean, well, maybe.
It's still early.
Well, maybe. Have I ever been on America's Got Talent? Actually, I have 4 times been in the audition cycle and never aired. There's a couple of times where they had alternates. And then this past summer, I was actually supposed to be part of France's Got Talent, but it got canceled. So they know who I am. And again, those talent shows, to be blunt, those talent shows have nothing to do with talent. They have a lot to do with your backstory. And, so if they like your backstory and they want to push your backstory, they will hire you. I don't know. I mean, I had a great experience. A lot of people do not. And some people's careers change drastically after being on America's Got Talent, both in negatively and positive ways. But I had a great time and experience. I just wish they would have aired something, because it's like a 90-second commercial for your work. Right. So with the Queer Comedy Festival, it's the first time that somebody's like recognized me out of a group and is putting me up on stage. And it's not an open mic. It's not something, it's not like this rando thing. They actually have a process of hiring people, and it's a comedy club. So I was really just blown away that because I'm known in the variety arts circuit because I'm a circus performer. So when I was starting to phase out of circus, because I'm almost 60 years old, I'm not 22. You
do not look 60.
Thank you. Not at all.
Smoke and mirrors and little.
It's all that laughing. It's all the laughing.
Yeah.
It is.
And hanging upside down. Yeah, it keeps everything gets lifted. So, but with that, I was just so honored and touched that they were actually like putting me on, this circuit, and who knows what's going to happen with that. It's just a really positive thing to come my way, because hip replacement when you're a trapeze artist. You know,
Scary.
it's not. And the thing is, it's not that it's gone forever. It's just I can never perform at the intensity that I was used to. You know, my last actual performance was New Year's Eve in 2018 in Madison Square Garden with the rock band Fish. So that was like
I wrote that question down.
Oh,
I
what is
wrote
Fish?
down what amazing things have you done so that you can tell our viewers about that what you did with the rock band.
Well, Fish is I don't know if you've heard of them, but they're pretty well known. They're like the Grateful Dead of the 90s, I guess you would call them. They are a jam band, and they have millions of very devoted followers. And so I performed with them twice, in 2011 and 2018. 2011 was a flash mob where we walked out dressed like Fish concert goers. They clipped us into harnesses and flew us up 75 feet to the roof of Madison Square Garden. And that's on that's on YouTube as well. And then the 2018 is as well. But in 2018, we're in these aerial nets. They were like fishing nets. And we were dressed in these flight suits, very much like Aliens, the movie. We had those flight suits, and I had a blonde mohawk. And then we were floated up over the band while they're dropping rose petals. It was the most incredible thing. But fun fact, my very first concert I ever saw was the Village People. Big surprise, at Madison Square Garden in 1978. Here I was, 2018, with Fish at Madison Square Garden on the stage, the exact place where I saw my first concert. So I thought that's a great arc of my life. I'm actually still friends with Randy Jones from the Village People. He's amazing. He was the cowboy, and I call him Uncle Randy. He's just a good friend. Yes, exactly. I have danced YMCA with Randy Jones from the Village People. But with the Fish concert, it's very, very hush hush because it happens at midnight and it's a surprise for the audience in Madison Square Garden, but also it's broadcast worldwide. So it's a huge, huge thing that goes on. So when it's broadcast, it's like worldwide. So to be to have that be my last professional performance, I thought, hey, you can't beat it, you know.
That is insanely awesome. Like they want a good story. Bobby, you've had an amazing story, buddy. Like you really do. Like you're an inspiration because I have so many questions. Just like the first one I want to ask, the comedy one. It's in New York. New York's kind of a big state. Is it New York City? Is it Buffalo?
City. I'm in New York City. Yeah, this is on Broadway. This is right on Broadway. It's one of the Broadway. It's in the Broadway Comedy Club, so it's like literally right next to Broadway theaters. So it's that is.
I ask because I'm in Cleveland. I'm right outside Buffalo, so I could easily have drove over there, and I'm going to be in the Finger Lakes in that weekend. So I'm sitting here going, how close is he going to be? Even if it's like somewhat close, the Finger Lakes is still
a video, and hopefully maybe your friend Betsy will book me somewhere, or maybe I'll get a booking in Cleveland. Hey,
that would be awesome.
I am working on and that's the other thing. Like, I'm not just doing my books. I'm working on a full 1 hour set of not only just Let It Go, but what I'm doing is all the TV shows from the 1960s to the 1980s, including MTV, The Muppets, John Denver specials, and using those as the Sonny and Cher show. I sing I Got You Babe as Sonny and Cher. So I'm doing it as kind of like, it's called Bitter Party of 50 because I have 50 voices that I do. So I'm trying to work that into a full 1 hour experience. So, but right now I'm only doing my 5 to 7 minute set this first performance. Before that, I was only doing my 5 to 7 minute set, which is just sort of an introduction into the song. That was, and speaking of the pregnant friend that my mother wants to dangle the chicken wing in front, her wedding was where I found out I was a good mimic because she asked me to officiate her wedding. I am officially clergy. I'm officially I'm ordained. So she said, I want you to officiate our wedding with my friend Tanya. And I want you guys to dress as Sonny and Cher and sing I Got You Babe live. And I thought, oh God, you're asking a lot, but this is your present. But we did, and it was so much fun. I had one person turn around and look at us and go, "That's uncanny," because she knew right away the voices. And I went to a coach. I don't know if you've ever heard of her, but her name is Christina Bianco. You need to know who she is. Speaking of all the talent shows and things like that, she's got millions of viewers on Instagram and on Facebook and YouTube hits. She does the same kind of stuff. She's a powerhouse, and so she was my coach. And so and she's helped me so much with my show. One of the new songs that I'm putting in is Rick Astley's "Never Gonna Give You Up" as Rick Astley, because he sounds like. So when I was rehearsing Elvis, Cher, and Kermit, they're all in the same part of your voice. Here, sit down. Here's your lesson in vocals. You want to mimic somebody. If you want to mimic if you want to mimic somebody, you have to look where they place their voice. So Elvis Presley is back there, and Cher is back there. Cher is wider because she has that honey, sonny. She has that because she mimicked Elvis. Then you got Kermit the Frog, which is behind your nose, and you have to do a little lift of your palate in the back. So while I'm doing that, I'm listening and I hear, "There's no stranger to love. You know the rules, and so do I." I'm not warmed up. Anyway, so
you sounded great.
So that you can hear, I tried to do Idina Menzel's voice. I usually place my voice in my mouth. Well, that's a good place for it if it's your only voice. I happen to have a lot of voices in my head, and I hope they don't tell me to kill you. Don't interrupt my train of thought.
Gosh, Panda.
I'm used to hecklers. It's all good. I love you, Panda. So when you're doing that, you're really studying the person, and you're studying the person, where they put their voice. So I started with Idina Menzel because Let It Go. Who sings Let It Go on the recording? It's Idina Menzel. So then I'm doing that. I'm like, this doesn't sound like Idina. And then I was like, "The snuggler's wet. It's fucking Cartman." And I was like, I found Cartman because of Idina Menzel. So that you find different voices by listening to, and I listen to people constantly, just because I want to get more to my repertoire. There are people that have 200 voices. I only have 50 right now. But it just makes you more marketable. It brings more humor, especially if people can recognize the voice. Like when I do Eartha Kitt, for some reason, everybody remembers her from The Emperor's New Groove. So usually in a comedy club, it's the age group that's going to know Little Mermaid. They're going to know Emperor's New Groove. So as soon as I did,
"Let it go, let it go. I am one with the wind and sky."
As soon as they hear Eartha, they lose their shit. And I'm like, that to me, like I said, comedy gold. And also that is my heroine. There's nothing more that I want in my life than to be addicted to humor. So anyway, that's your lesson of how, if you want to mimic somebody, that's, like I will spend some time, Ilse, I'll spend some time on your voice, and I'll send you an Ilse video.
Please, that would be amazing.
That would be amazing.
Yes, it's so close. I love it. Okay, I have a question.
Yeah.
So
sorry, I talk a lot. You have to.
No, please do. Like 50 voices. This is great. 50 voices. I'm still working with me, myself, and I. That's funny. My voice apparently comes from my beard. I mean, I get
What's
it.
her name?
No,
What's
her name? Oh, well played.
Sorry.
No, well played, Bobby. I love it. That was a good one. Actually, the first time I met Betsy was at a drag show. I was bartending, and I love to just be out in public and all that. And a drag queen walks up with the best fake boobs I've ever seen in my life. I thought they were real. So Betsy's way of getting my attention goes, "Hey, Brandon, eyes up." The drag queen's 6'8" without heels. I'm eye level with these things. I'm like, well, they're just beautiful. What do you expect me to look at? Like, oh, it was great. So actually,
I'm 5'5". I need stilts. So
You know what? I'm only 5'10". Next drag show we have, we're inviting you to be one of the comics. How's that?
Oh, perfect. Sounds wonderful.
I love it. So just curious, because you can't do the stunts that you were doing, the aerial stunts. Would you be able to do them with the voices? So that way it would be like Kermit singing, and then he you can roll and be like, and be like, oh no, and no. I'm picturing you trying to make a comedy thing like that.
No, yeah, and the other thing too, and this is just the insider stuff. Trapeze and stuff requires a lot of very safe rigging. So in order to do anything like that live, you would have to make sure the theater has a safety protocol, that that the rigging is able to withstand the impact. And then we call it the load of the body slapping and dropping on that apparatus. So, we don't always get that. But I had thought about it, but here's the thing. If they don't connect, if there's no reason for them to connect, then there's no reason to have me sitting up there. If you're going to get the same experience from me sitting, I'm not going to be doing anything magnificent on the aerial apparatus anymore. Like I said, I won't be able to perform at the intensity I'm used to. But it does give me the opportunity to choreograph. I'm doing a musical that's coming to Broadway next year, and it's all superheroes, and it's female superheroes. So I got a chance to design that act. I'm not in the show, but I designed the act, and the show's called Super You. It's superyoumusical.com, and you can listen to some of the music. The music's incredible. It's an uplifting story, and it's about a young woman who's in a bad relationship, and she's also a comic book illustrator, and she draws these amazing superheroes that are all part of her, and they come to life in Act 2 to kick her butt and get her out of that relationship. So it's a very, very uplifting, female empowering musical, so you should be hearing about it soon.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah, it's got a great active TikTok, and so can I do the lateness? No, I don't do dead people.
This one I want to hear.
I don't do dead people.
The voice. Oh, the voice. No, I have to spend time with the voice. Sorry,
That was quick. I like that. It was great.
You with voices, you have to listen to it over and over again. It's not just like something. Oh, thank you, Pantsu. You're cute too. Thank you.
Panda just bringing the compliments.
So it's like there's you have to listen. Oh, this is why I won't do certain political people, because I can't stand their voices. You have to listen to it over and over and over again, and you have to find a way to cartoonize it, if you know what I mean. That's not a word. I'll check my editor. You have to manipulate it in such a way that it's recognizable immediately, and that people are going to know who you're talking about, even if you don't announce it. See, in my act, what I do is I build into the recording just a little bit, maybe an extra 8 bars in GarageBand, and then I say, I'll start with Eric Cartman, and then Kermit the Frog, Paula Deen, Eartha Kitt, Carol Channing, Elvis. I go on my laundry list, and then I say the name really loud, and so people hear it before they hear my voice in their voice. There's sometimes, like I was working on Lizzo, and the song "Good as Hell" is a brilliant song, and I love Lizzo.
I love that song.
But Kermit the Frog singing Lizzo is probably my favorite. But the problem with the song is there's no place to put breaks, because it's rap and it's like bang, bang, bang. And so I can't switch from voice to voice quickly without you have to tell people what they're going to expect, or you have to have a card. Then you have to train somebody, and it's a whole other thing because they don't know the song. But so Lizzo's "Good as Hell" was one of my disappointments, because I really tried hard, because there's nothing funnier than Kermit rapping.
You have no idea. We had a half-hour debate last week about Lizzo, and the audience was like, "I love her, I hate her," and it was just back and forth, and like we were naming songs. So Kermit the Frog singing Lizzo, though, I could see that being hysterical. Like, see, I have to yell at the dog.
Yeah, it's funny because like you never really get a chance to breathe, because it's like she goes from thought to thought to thought to thought, you know.
Mhm.
I do my hair toss, check my nails, baby. How you feeling? Feeling good as hell. And I was gonna throw Cartman in there as well.
Can you do Miss
Oh,
Piggy?
child, tired of the bullshit. Go dust your shoulders off. Keep it moving. So it was really fun to play with. Sorry.
As I'm doing sign language with you on the corner.
Sorry, I also didn't even plan on this because I usually vocalize for 2 hours before I do the voices. So I'm having coffee breath and coffee throat this morning trying to do these off the cuff. But it's really...
We appreciate it, though. We
No, it's all
appreciate it.
good. I should remember it because people notice it in podcasts. It's like, and we're going for the Good Feels podcast today, and we have Bobby Hedglin Taylor, and then they're like, oh, can you do a voice? And I'm like, oh, shit.
Okay, let's get back to my question.
Yes, I'm sorry. What was your question? It's been so many, and I just keep going off.
So you do not have a normal job, and I'm saying this with the most respect because you're living your dream. But you're not like a lawyer or a banker or whatever. What did your mom say when you told her that this is what you want to do? Because I can just imagine with that spitfire mouth that it was something hilarious. So I really want to know.
Well, the funny part was mom's dementia started early. So it's in the book actually that she didn't remember that I worked in the circus. She thought I was a gymnastics teacher. So there was only one time. And I work on a show. Oh, I just happen to have my poster. So this is a show called Broadway Bears. I don't know if you've, Broadway Bears. So it's Broadway Bears. And basically it's Broadway dancers raising money for Broadway Cares Equity Fights AIDS. So what I do in that show is I co-design a lot of the aerial with Armando Farfan, who does a lot of the rigging for Pink and Lady Gaga and all those people. So in that show, I was telling my mom about, I had to take a call in the middle. Just give me 1 second here.
Take your time.
Sorry. Got some irony in my throat. Anyway, so I was talking to mom and I was working on the show and the phone rang and I was like, I had to take the call. So I was discussing the aerial rig and how we raise and lower the acrobats in the sky. So when we do that, it's an apparatus called a pickle. And it's a motor. It's just like a remote control, but it's on a wire and it controls the raising and lowering of the aerial stuff. So I'm talking about, and I'll get the pickle and I'll put on 4 and 5 and I'll raise up pickle number 1. And my mother's like, what the fuck are you talking about? How do you fucking use a pickle in the circus? Is it like a dick? So that was the first time in years she remembered that I was in the circus. And then
I'm sorry. The flyer, the poster there. Mm-hmm. I could understand her wondering, well, whose pickle are you looking at? Why are we using them?
But it's called Broadway Bears, and I was telling her, and she goes, she said, what's the name of the show? And I said, it's called Broadway Bears, and she said, oh, you were so good with animals. So
wrong bears, mama.
Wrong bears, mama. Different kind of bears.
Different kind of bears.
But so she was, there was one show where she knew I was the MC, but she didn't know I was doing an aerial act. It was a Halloween show. And I remember I did an aerial net piece as a dead pirate. I had like the Billy Butcherson makeup from Hocus Pocus on this beautiful blue net hanging over the audience looking dead. So she didn't recognize me in that. She recognized me in the introductions because I was the ringmaster. So her dementia was kind of in and out. And then for most of the, later part of my life, she would introduce me to people in the nursing home. This is my son. He's a gymnastics coach. And then I'm like, yeah, okay, let her believe that, and, I did, cause it's like when you talk to someone with dementia, and this is really what I learned about it. And you can take it or leave it, like it or lump it. But what I learned about it is that you never interrupt their reality. Her reality was, my son is a gymnastics coach. If I were to wake her up and say, I'm a circus performer, I've been in the circus for 35 years, her brain wouldn't be able to cope. Sorry, guys, this tickle is not going away.
Yeah, I'm like, is he dropping LSD on air? Wow, good for you, buddy. Like,
hey.
Hey, we're okay with that here.
Anything goes, yeah. Anything.
It's the same rules as if you're smoking, though. It's puff, puff, pass. It's hit, hit, share.
I'll let you know when it hits.
So that's a very honest and heartfelt way of expressing that I think a lot of people don't understand with dementia, and not breaking your mom's reality had to be tough at times. And
yeah, because she thought my dad was still alive. She thought my grandmother was still alive. So she, so when you're with her and she's like, oh, your father, when is your father going to come visit me? I was like, soon. But I was like, I said, oh, he's working late, and then she would change the subject. My grandmother ran a restaurant until she died. So I was like, oh, grandma's at the restaurant. She said she's going to come visit next week, and then she would just change the subject. And I was like, don't you want to visit with me? And then she always knew who I was, but there was only one time that she didn't recognize me. And she thought she was talking to my brother. And good thing she was saying nice things about me. But I was like, yeah, I'm not bringing you diapers next week, Mom. Sorry. Sorry. No Depends for you, lady. No, no, and I.
That's brilliant.
Right? I was trying to hold it back, but it was so good I couldn't.
I tried hard to make sure that she was as comfortable as possible whenever. I bought her, I'm joking about it, but she liked specific brand of Depends that were like underwear. So she didn't feel like she was wearing a diaper. And one of the quotes in the book, Bobby, bring me some Depends. The diapers here, I don't like them. They squash my bug. So I'm like, okay, Mom. Got it.
Can't have bugs being squashed.
So she had luxury Depends the whole time she was there. She loved chocolate peanut butter cakes. And so I just made it as comfortable as possible and I visited as often as possible. And that's all you can do. And a lot of times it's for you. It's not necessarily for them. They're living their reality. It's just sad when you see, you have to leave. You have to go home and they're stuck with a nurse that they may not recognize for the next, day or so. So I would call her every day. And you still have that moment. You have that moment where there's clarity, where she knows who you are. She knows what you're saying. She knows what she never called it the nursing home. She always called it the hospital. I'm in the hospital. And so, there are very specific moments that I remember her being very clear. And again, you revel in those because they're rare. There are different types of dementia. It hits people differently. And from what I can tell, my mom got sweeter, kinder, and funnier. And there are other people that get angry and bitter and sometimes violent. So my hat is off to anyone who works in a nursing home, because that is not easy. That is not for the faint of heart. And it is it's a sad place a lot of times. So the more that I could bring joy to people who are going through that, the better. And my mom was the type that was like, she didn't give a shit what she said when. I went to church with them one morning and we're upstairs and I'm wheeling her out and she goes, Immaculate Conception, my ass. Mary got fucked. You want to stay here and listen to this bullshit? Be my guest. Bobby, take to my room. So I'm like, okay, Mom, let's go to your room. No Immaculate Conceptions there.
You're like, yes, Mother.
Yeah. And the other patients were like, they had no idea which, they just like looked dumbfounded. What did Mary just say? So I was like, okay, sure, Mom. She does spit the truth, Pantsu. That was the one thing. She had no filter, and it was 100% honesty. And you go with the flow. You go with whatever they throw at you. You throw it back, and you just try your best. And I also put this in the book too. I would keep the smile on my face until the elevator door closed. Mom walked me to the elevator. She always was like, let me walk you to the elevator. So it was like our last thing. And then as soon as the elevator door was closed, boom, the tears would come and I would be like a mess. But that was the way that I kept it positive for her. Even on the last FaceTime we did, we were both laughing hysterically. So it was the day before she passed. And she was feeling better, but not 100%. But I have a picture of us laughing together. And that's the best way. And that's the way I want to remember her always. And that's the way I want people to remember her. And also, like, I don't know if there's a future of the book doing something, like, is it going to be a set of my comedy? Maybe it will be. Is it going to be a Hallmark movie called Shit My Mama Says, starring Susan Sarandon, or Bebe Neuwirth,
Betty White.
Betty would be able to handle my mother's humor easily.
Exactly.
Easily. And Betty's that quick too, and sharp. So that's the thing. Like, my mom was, was she the best mom in the world? She did her best. We don't come with an instruction manual. Right. Preach, dog. We don't come with an instruction manual. Neither does the parent. The parent's not trained in parenting. In her day, you get a cabbage and a diaper, so that's how they would teach them how to diaper a baby in when I was young, So, no one comes with an instruction manual. You make it up as you go along and you do what is taught to you down the generations. It's how you put it. It's how you deal with it. It's how you process it. And because COVID hit so quickly, I didn't have any access to therapy. All I did was write. All I did was throw my stuff into writing. Because you're a trapeze artist and, I don't have a trapeze in my living room. I'd be a little, if you have a trapeze in your living room. But I used to have one in my living room, but that's a long story. There are no children here. No, I did actually. I used to have a trapeze in my living room so I could practice because it was expensive. And then people would come over and they'd be like, how do you use the trapeze? Like, what are you talking about? You want to have sex on a steel bar hanging 30 feet in the air? Good luck. not your own. Yeah. Don't do it in my house. I don't have the insurance for it. So that kind of thing was like, what do you do? What do you do when you're like sick with COVID? Your mother just died. People are dying around you left and right. The city's shutting down. It took 2.5 hours to get into the supermarket just to get 30 minutes of shopping done. I live in Queens, New York, which was the outbreak, which was the epicenter, right? And I live close to the hospital in Queens. So 24/7 for 3 months, ambulances traveling back and forth in front of my house. Every 20 minutes, you'd hear a siren. So all of that was, I think we all, whether you dealt with that or dealt with any part of the COVID situation, everybody has a little bit of PTSD. Mm-hmm. And it's how you deal with it and how you get out of bed every day. And that was my mother's message. And it took me like all this time to realize that when she was in a tense situation, she would laugh, or she would cause you to laugh. If we were in church and we were having a bad day, she would tickle us to try to get us to laugh in church. She tried it that day that she was getting pissed off at Mary's Immaculate Conception. But she would try to poke me in the ribs. I'm like, Mom, stop it! They're singing, But that was her way to lighten the situation. And like I said, no one comes with an instruction manual, but the instructions I have going forward are: this is your coping mechanism too. I cope with this horrible crap by making people laugh. And there's nothing, like I said, I'm going to say it again. There is nothing more addictive than being in front of an audience and having them laugh at something you said or did. And I encourage people to laugh every day. Find a movie, go see some stand-up in your town. Do anything to find a way to laugh, because it's important. And you're laughing, you're breathing. And when you're breathing, your body is getting that moment of just clarity. And it helps. And it really, like, all of that from start to finish, from March 2020 to date. It's been a journey, and I'm just glad that I can share that with, like, everybody out there, and hopefully that there is a hopefully there's a message. Hopefully people get that the message of the book is about laughter, and that to share it and to share the laughter. Hand the book to a drag queen, see what they say. So
we are so excited and so grateful that you came to the show. I'm definitely going to read your book, and I'm glad
Thank
that
you.
the guys are ordering your book and everything.
Thank you.
How we close the show off is we each have a couple of minutes just to give our intention and a positive message to our viewers and stuff. So I'll go first, and then Brandon, and then you have got the stage where you can make an impact on all our viewers, because you've made an impact on my life. This was amazing. This was really amazing. Thank you so much for joining us.
Oh, thank you.
Brandon.
I thought you were going first. I'm sorry. I was trying to get the dog to stop barking still. So I guess I'm going first. I'll make this up really quick. So guys, you never know how life's going to treat you. You never know what life's going to throw at you. Whether you were conceived on a beaver dam, or whether or whether you're like just sitting at home wondering what the hell's going on with the world. End of the day, know that you create who you are. And it's a Mental Health Monday. We do that here because we want people to make sure they know about mental health. We're connecting with one another, and know that not always everybody's going to feel the same way as you. Do me a favor, go follow Flying Bobby. Check out his book, Shit My Mama Says, because he brought not just fire today, but he brought such a wealth of love, compassion, and care that he put into that book. And that's what that's what we're all supposed to be doing on this earth. I thank you, Bobby, for being here. I thank everybody for watching. Help us change the world, guys, one person at a time, by looking inside ourselves and finding our light. Thank you, guys.
I wanted you to click the button because I didn't want us to click the button the same time. But you went first and you did very well. I'm proud of you because I put you on the spot there. Guys, we talked about International Artist Day, and then we talked about sharing, and here comes Bobby, and he just shares his mom's witty comments and things that she spoke to him about during growing up and going through something so emotional of losing her and everything. It just shows that share what people say to you. When people say words to you and it brings out the best in you, there's a reason that you heard it. This book is changing people's lives. It's changed Bobby's life, his life, and I can guarantee you his mom is very proud of him. I just want to say that is what we can do. That is how we can change our own lives and people's lives. So share people's art, share Bobby's art, share everybody that you know, share their art. It's how we deal with our emotions. It's how we share it with the world, because there's a message in there to change the next person's life and to change the next person's life. Go out and just change the world. And I've got a card for you today. It says, destroy the doubt. I just love when the universe gives me something amazing. It says, destroy the doubt, because I think we've got a lot of doubt in ourselves and our abilities. And it says, eliminate the doubt that you can affect change, that you will receive what you are due, and that justice will be done. Release the doubt and accept the challenge to change what you consider unacceptable. Guys, have a lovely Monday, and I just love you to bits.
Oh, it's my turn. Well, thank you so much for having me. This has been really fun for me too. You know, I love meeting people. I love sharing my experience. I love making people laugh. There's nothing more medicinal than laughter. And I encourage you to find any way to laugh every single day. Even if your heart is breaking, find a way to laugh. It'll change your perspective. And yeah, thank you for sharing my book. And if you like it, like I said, leave a nice review. If you don't like it, go to Tucker Carlson's page and leave him a scathing review. But my thing is that I want to leave people with is that I'm a poor kid from a small town in Pennsylvania. I left the small town for the big city, and I wasn't able to be a big Broadway star, but I've been able to work in my art my whole adult life. It took a lot of really navigating and understanding, but I'm able to do my art, and art is not just one canvas. One of my quotes about aerial arts when I'm doing aerial sequencing is, the human body is my paintbrush and midair is my canvas. And I encourage you to find your canvas. Find your canvas, whatever it is. If it's writing, there are so many YouTube videos that I went through to figure everything out. If it's dance, find a dance studio close by your house, or find some tutorials. YouTube is a great source. Find your art, find your light. That's what we say in the biz. When you're on stage, find your light. And we're on stage every day, so find your light. And thanks for having me.
Absolutely. You were amazing, and totally grateful you were here, Bobby.
Thank you.
Guys, click the links, go connect with Bobby, give him a follow, and know the shit that his mama said. You know, just get
I
out
want
there.
both of you to read it. Both of you, I want you to read it.
Oh, I
I'm gonna.
I can't wait to hear your comments, because I and share, share it.
And it's a short book.
right.
It's only 90 some pages.
94 pages. She had about 90 quotes over the past 6 years that I had to take some in and out because they didn't really flow or they didn't make sense with the way the book worked. But you'll get the idea. There are more that there's more than my grandmother said than my mother did. So there might be shit my grandma said might be the next
You
book.
had to learn from somewhere. Your mom had to learn from somewhere. It runs
Yep.
in the family.
The apple doesn't fall far from the tree.
Awesome. Thank you, Bobby, again.
Thank
And
you so much.
you are welcome back anytime. Hold up 1 minute. You're going to talk to you backstage for a second. And guys, thank you for tuning in. Let's spread love, positivity. Let's change the freaking world. Thanks, guys. Love it.